Hi all. So in today's session, we are going to discuss about Python. Actually, Python is a programming language which is used to develop certain type of applications. So, Python. Let us move to our slide presentation. So, what we are going to learn in this session, let us brief the content first. Introduction of Python. What is Python? What are the features of Python? What are the applications of Python? And for completing a program, what components we need? And what are the Python tokens available? Then what do you mean by a simple input in Python? And what about its output criteria? What are the data types used in Python? What is mutable types and immutable types in Python? So, introduction. We can perform calculations with very large numbers in few seconds. As you know, computer is very much faster than our human brain. But in the case of programming, we can perform certain calculations with a very large speed or fastness. Then second point, create, read, write or delete files in a system. So it's very easy to manipulate a file, manipulate a system. So the simple word which is replacing all these functions like create, read, write and delete is known as manipulation. Manipulation of a system. Then the third point, receive or send data to a remote computer over network. So by using this Python format, you can easily receive and send the data accordingly. Then you can store the results as files or in a database such as MySQL. You all have heard about the point database. Whenever we are working with any application, all these applications, even if it is a gaming application, it is storing our complete score or it is storing some kind of data that is known as database, where we are storing all these data is known as the space database. Then what is Python? General purpose programming language. So simply we can say that it is used for all over the purpose available in the technical word, because the word general purpose, this is giving you the indication that by using Python you can do any type of code, any type of purpose. Just you have to understand the concept about the general purpose or a single purpose. Both are different extremes. If we are talking about a single purpose, then it will do only one single operation, just like our mixie, fan, grinder, washing machine, like all that. You know that these all devices will be working with one single purpose, only single purpose is working there. But in the case of a programming language like Python, which is known as a general purpose programming language, will do all the general purposes correctly. Then who created it? Yes, Mr. Guido van Rossum, and in 1989. Then it is inspired by his favorite show, Flying Circus, the creator Monty Python. That is the reason behind the name Python. So started creating language with indentation. You know that indentation. In the case of our paragraph alignment, our project report making, note writing, everything, we are following certain indentation. If we would like to enter a title, we will keep some gap. If you would like to enter a paragraph, we will keep a gap from the margin. So these type of keeping gap from the margin to the data is known as indentation. And in the case of programming languages, we are not bothering about the indentation in any other languages. But in Python, we have to focus on the indentation because we are not using any braces, we are not using any other type of separation for each and every line. So we need indentation instead of these spacing or instead of these braces and all these things. Next point is gain popularity recently by machine learning and artificial intelligence. So you know that Python is already developed in 1989 and came in a correct form in 1995 approximately. But it doesn't have a popularity in between the world, in between the people at this time, up to this time. But in this situation, like whenever we are listening about the points like machine learning, artificial intelligence, Python is a very better language which is very much compatible with this machine learning and artificial intelligence. So simply all the programmers are went to Python. It's a very simple and easy language and it is giving you an efficient or accurate result whenever we are working with Python. Then the next point is it's a high level programming language. High level programming language. What this term actually means? Currently we have a programming language. The programming languages can be separated by the two words. The first one is high level, second one is low level. Low level programming languages means it is giving you the details or the data manipulation with the help of the low level or the machine level language. What do you mean by the machine level language? Which is not understandable by the human at all. We know that machines or computers are working under the protocol or working under the language like zeros and ones, which is simply known as binary bits or binary digits. So binary bits, if we are viewing a number like 1 or we are viewing a letter like A, it have to be with the combination of zeros and ones. But you know what? We can't understand that particular letter or we cannot identify the particular letter by simply watching that machine code. It is a very big task. It's a big deal. Okay. So high level programming language means it is just looking like your English language. It is very easy to understand what is that program. What does that line actually says? So it is the word means high level programming language. That means you can understand the programming language very easily like our English, like our normal languages. Then next one is interpreted language. Interpreted language means each and every line will be executed one by one or in a sequential manner. So first line will be executed at first, then the second line will be on the CPU, then the third line. So it will keep a proper order or a proper sequential order. Then dynamic semantics. Dynamic semantics means we have to follow a criteria whenever we are running a program. We have to follow some order just like we are following our algorithm. So we can step up to the features. What do you mean by features? The first point in features are coming like in these 9 points. The first one is simplicity. Simplicity means we already said that it's a high level programming language and I have already informed you that we can easily understand this programming language because it is looking like English. So it's very simple, very easy to use. Then high level programming language, again we are coming to the same point. Then it is open source. Open source means it's free. It's very free to use. You don't need to pay anything extra for using this Python applications. Even if you can download the Python, you can download the add-in for doing the activities with Python. And also you can use online compilers. Online compilers will be helping you to completely execute your program. Then portability. What do you mean by portability? We are hearing the words like operating system or OS. Both are same. Then operating system. Some of you are using Unix, Linux, Ubuntu, then Windows. All these OS can be very much familiar to you all. So if we are saving the file in an Ubuntu system and after that we are taking it from there, we are establishing it in our Windows system, it will be working properly because it's portable. Then the next one is embeddable. embeddable. Embeddable means if I'm making a website, then inside that website I can give a portion to run this Python code. I can establish my own compiler in that area. You can have any example like Tringlet, like any W3 schools example, Java Point example. All these portions will be having the same application, same thing as their embeddable. Then extensible. Extensible means you can use any extra language, extra programming language code inside the Python. We can mix up the codes together. Next one is interpreted. You are following a proper sequential order. Then huge library support. Huge library support means it is giving you the facility that you don't need to make a huge code for doing your purposes. Just imagine that you are finding the square root of a number using a Python program. In that case, you don't need to make any correct format or any correct formula. You can use the function called sqrt. Sqrt stands for the square root of a number. So simply you just need to enter your number. It will be finding your square root. So like that, we don't need to use a bulk amount of code in your program. You can replace this bulk amount of code, or you can reduce your code with the help of this huge library support. Then the next one is object oriented. Object oriented means we are depending upon the entities or the real-time entities, real-time applications, the thing names and all. So simply what we can say is, we can say the Python language is considered as object oriented. Next and last point is GUI, graphical user interface. That means you can use any aid inside Python, like you can insert video, audio, images, clip arts, shapes, charts, everything in this. Clear? Then the next heading is go to the use of Python. Actually, we have discussed few points about Python, introduction portion, some features. Then who used Python actually? What is the application level of Python? So the first thing is very much familiar to you, that is Google. You can use Google, and in Google, what do you know? Google is made up of the codes like Python. Then Yahoo, Mozilla Firefox, YouTube, Quora, Dropbox, National Security Agency, BitTorrent, NASA, Netflix. Oh my god, these all things are working with the help of Python. Is it interesting? Yeah, I know. So in all these cases, we are using Python, and whenever we are searching in Google, we will get some data, like if I'm typing like py, then automatically it is showing me Python or any other thing which is starting with py. So automatically it is giving me the search result. Just I need to click on that. It will give you all the relevant points like this. So you just need to select your particular data. So in Google, YouTube, everything, it is giving you the data whatever you want to search actually, because it is understanding your mental ability. It is understanding the data, the persons who is taking regularly from Google or YouTube. So these all things can be automatically detected. And in Netflix, it is giving you the choice of movies which you would like to access actually. Then in NASA, the scientists are getting the help from Python. Then National Security Agency is keeping the data very secretly with the help of Python. So these all are some examples for Python application level area. So here you can see the example for an embedded portion. This is the compiler, online compiler, which is known as Trinket. So by using this Trinket option, you can embed this area in your website. So here you can see a simple program is here. Just we have entered print of hello world, print of hello world. So simply print means what? Yeah, actually it is known as a paper print or a print which we are taking with the help of a printer. But in the case of programming, this word gives you an extremely different meaning. Print. Print means you are collecting some output from this program. That is the word actually, print. So you are taking some output from your system. That is known as print. And you can see print is a function considered here, and this print function is called a type of bracket. That bracket is known as normal bracket in your daily life, I know that. But in the case of programming world, we have another name for this normal bracket. This is known as parenthesis. Parenthesis. So in this parenthesis, we have to code the data within a pair of double quotation marks. So in this double quotation marks, I have entered the data hello world. So just to that right, you can see the result hello world. So whatever you want to make a result, whatever you want to display on your screen, you just need to enter the data inside that double quotation marks inside the parenthesis, which is accompanied with the statement print. So somebody is asking you, hey man, what is print? Oh, hey lady, what is print? Can you say that is it a hard copy? No, we have another answer for print because we are techies. Okay. Then in the case of programming, majority of the people have to face some type of errors. Not only majority, everyone should get error, then only we will understand the program correctly. So the type of errors in a program, the first point is crashes, stop running. That means if any code is a nuisance in that code, any single line is a problem in your entire program, then your Python programming or that code will be stopped running. Then the next thing is runs forever, such as infinite loop. So what do you mean by infinity or infinite or infinite? Three of them you can use. If any loop is running infinitely, which is not ending at all, then it is known as runs forever, such as infinity loop. Gives an answer but different than expected. That means if I'm adding two values like a and b, and I have given a as 5, b and b as 5, but I'm getting an answer 50. Oh my god, is it possible? No, not actually. So what we have to do is simply we have to assume the result at first. 5 plus 5, yeah, obviously it will be 10. So we are expecting 10, and if I'm getting 50, then some problems will be there in my program. So we have to monitor it correctly. So the first thing is we have to learn the type of errors. Mainly we have three type of errors. The first thing is syntax error. Syntax error. Second one is runtime error. And the third one is semantic error. So syntax error, runtime error, semantic error. So let us go to the syntax error at first. You can see in this trinket example, a program is there with the name main.py. Main.py. So whenever you are saving your file, saving your Python program file, then you have to do the saving criteria with the help of the extension py. What do you mean by extension? We have already learned .py. Okay, so after the name you have to put a dot mark, then you have to enter the extension. Ready? So it will give you the data like which type of file is this actually. Is this a JavaScript file? Is this a C file? Is this a CPP file? Is this a Python? Whatever. It will convey the meaning. What is that type of file actually? So here we are using .py. That is indicating that the file is of a Python type. Then the program you can see print hello world, print hello. But is there any problem? First line is okay, right? First line is okay. You can see the example program here. Print hello world. So here, first line is okay. But one problem is there actually. That is in the third line, print hello. What is the problem there? Can you find it out? What is the problem? Actually, you can see the problem inside this answering area. You can see here print hello, then here you can see an icon. An icon is here. This icon is indicating you that something is missing there. What is missing there? Yeah, actually the closing double quotation marks are missing there in that line. So what we have to do? We have to just make that double quotation marks as closed. Then we will get the result properly. So here the line number is given to you. The line is indicated. The area what is problem here, it is also indicated. And the name of error is also given to you. Syntax error. Syntax error. Clear? Next is runtime error. Oh my god, what is runtime error actually? We have a bulk amount of error here, and you can see the problem is in line number 4. Just look at the line number 4. Yeah, print y. Is there any problem actually? Actually not, because print x is already called like that. Print y is already called like that. So no any confusion is there, no any problem is there. But is there any y value? No, na. Then how we can print it? So if any value is not there, then we can't print it. Simply, if in your lunch box there is no lunch, then you can't eat, right? Then you have to share with your friends, right? So like that, print x means though you can find the value x is equal to 10. But print y means y have to be assigned with some value. But is there any value for y? No, not actually. So what we have to do? It is considered as a name error because that name y, which is not available here, which is missing here, y is missing here. So it is known as runtime error or name error, simply name error. Then the next type of error is semantic error. Semantic error means program is perfect, but the problem is in our minds. If we are doing some mistakes by very silly matter, just like you can see in this code itself, this is a perfect code, but a single small silly mistake is there. Let us find out what is that actually. Here you can see age equal to 12. Okay, age equal to 12. What is the matter? No problem. If age less than 18. If age less than 18. Okay. If my age is less than 18, or you can see my age is 12 there, not actually my, just an example. So age 12 is less than 18 there. Then print you are an adult. You are an adult. Is it right? Then in else part you can find print you are not an adult. You are not an adult. Clear? So what is the problem in this? What is the problem? So here, if we are just changing the grade, changing that symbol, then the entire program will be gone into a wrong indication. That is the problem. Semantic error. Semantic error. I think you are okay with this point. Then the next points are about tokens. Tokens. So tokens are considered as the smallest individual unit of a program. Tokens are available in all other programming languages like C, C++, Java, everything. So few members are there inside tokens. Let us see who are they. First one is keyword, variables and identifiers, values or literals, operators, punctuators, delimiters. So the first one is keywords. Keywords. Keywords are considered as the reserved words with predefined meaning. Just like in our program, we have a code like a print. Print. We can't use the print element for anything else or print keyword for anything else because it have a predefined meaning. So in this program you can see if is a keyword. Print is a keyword, else is a keyword which is not used for any other purpose at all. So this is the details about keywords. So cannot used for any other purpose like if is equal to 0 is wrong because if will check a condition. If will check a condition. So simply if is equal to 0 means you are assigning a variable with a value 0. If cannot be taken as a variable at all, so it will make some error in your problem. Okay, then you can see some examples are displayed here like in, if, is, else, def. Everything is considered as keywords. Next category is variables. Variables. So variables are used to store a value. Just like your bag. Every day you are keeping your bag to your schools. Like in that bag you are keeping some book. But every day the timetable can be varied accordingly. You are changing the books. Right. Someday you are taking the Malayalam book. Someday you are taking English book. Someday you are taking Python. Someday you are taking any other textbook. So like that you will be changing the value. But the variable name will be remaining the same. So the variable is your bag, which is staying there. But in that bag, whatever you are keeping can be vary. Someday you are keeping books. Someday teacher says that you don't need to take any book. Today you have some other extra activities. Then you are taking only lunch with you. So in that case, you are changing the values, right? Here you can see the example like can have a name and its value like a equal to 10. So here a is the variable and equal to is the assignment operator. 10 is the value which is storing to the container A, storing to the variable A. I think you are getting my point. So A is like a basket or a bucket. In that bucket we are pouring the value. And what is the value here? 10. What is the bucket name here? A. Clear? I think you are getting my point. Then you can access the value with the name of the variable like A. So simply what we have to do is we have to call the item with the name A. Name A. Then variables are dry. Variables are dry. What is that name actually? It means do not repeat itself. You cannot repeat the variable names. But if you would like to use the same variable name in any other program, that you can do. But in the same program, it is very difficult to use, and also Python is considered as immutable. You can't change the value, and it is case sensitive. That means you can't mix up the capital and small letters equally. Okay, so simply what you have to do is you have to focus on the points about Python. Today we are stopping in this moment. Up to variable we have to learn. So just go through the video correctly and completely and just try to make the points in your mind. Make your keynote in your mind itself. So we will meet in our session. Okay, then thank you guys. Bye.